All right, and here we are for Husky Huddle. I am your host, the best podcast host in the universe, Steve Cully. And with me, as always, the icon himself, the legendary voice of the Huskies, the best of the best, Joe D'Ambrosia. Joe,
Cully,
great to
what's
see
up?
you. It's so
Season
great to
greetings
see you
to all of
on
our
the
viewers.
on these during this holiday season as our team approaches playing in a bowl game on December 27th against the Army Black Knights, and we are an 8.5-point underdog, which was quite the shock, but not really after we know the turmoil that's going on. But we do have to give credit to Skylar Bell because allegedly he is playing in the game.
Well, a lot more players are playing than we had originally thought. I don't think some of our sources were as good as they panned out to be. And
Chris, Skylar Bell playing in the game doesn't matter because we don't have a quarterback to get him the ball.
Well,
Yeah, you can call me wrong all I want.
I was just going to say, I cringe at using the phrase "give them credit" because this is what you sign up for. You sign up to be part of a team. You sign up to stay with that team as long as you're physically able to.
Exactly.
And that includes the 13th game. Now, the quarterback, who I'm not going to call by name anymore because he's no longer part of the program, got fed some bad information, whether it was from his agent, whether it was from other sources chirping in his ear. But it's a bad look for the quarterback.
It's a horrible look for him.
It's a horrible look for the quarterback. And if I'm looking at the quarterback as somebody I might want to, I might think about bringing into camp as an undrafted free agent, I think twice.
Yeah, I completely agree. This completely makes him look horrible. That day one, day two pick is going to play in the game and is not giving up on his team. And the man we won't speak of seemingly abandoned his team without really much fanfare, without much care or thought. Someone who is, your leader, your captain, and, I look like a schmuck for defending him for 2 years.
No, because you didn't know. No, I disagree with that, Cully, because you didn't know that this person was going to bail out.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
So you don't need to give any mea culpas for defending him, because you were going on the person who he thought he was, not the person who he ends up being.
Nathan, you have to understand, opting out of bowl games, people do that constantly when they're day one to day two draft picks. That's normal. If you're a rookie free agent to late round draft pick, you don't opt out of bowl games. It's a bad look. It doesn't help you. So that's it's. Am I mad at him? Yeah, I'm mad. I'm mad because I supported him this whole season. Yeah, Farrar is playing. Farrar is going to be our quarterback. And he's 165 pounds. He's a true freshman. He was the Virginia State Player of the Year. He's got a cannon for an arm, but we're one snap away from snapping the ball to Cam and being in the single wing. I mean,
by the way, let me interrupt you for a minute. The way they played Jackson Dart yesterday, the Giants would have been better with a single wing than for that. Continue. I don't mean
Joe, I didn't get that. They were that scared of the Brian Flores defense that they didn't want to do anything with him.
Yeah,
It's like, why do you have a quarterback out
waste.
there?
It was 3 hours of our lives we'll never get back for watching that crap. But anyways, you're right. I mean, but again, let me get this off my chest at the beginning, and I'll do it again when Schumann comes on. There's some strange things going up there.
I know.
Members, the interim head coach not showing up at the Friday media avail. Members of the athletic staff who are critical to the football program not being allowed to watch practice. Yeah. What the hell is going on?
Yeah. Skyler was no. Skyler just did the right thing because I think he's a good guy. Yeah. From everything I've heard, and I think
look, we're not saying that the quarterback's not a good guy. What we're saying is he made a bad decision.
He made a bad decision. He got bad advice. He got bad guidance. He's a kid.
Advice. Yeah, he got horrible advice.
How much are you really going to put on film in an exhibition game? And it's going to be, you have to understand, it's going to be a completely different look with Farrar at quarterback, who's a dual threat. He can run and pass. He's 165 pounds. We have 2 starting tackles who aren't playing. So he can get broken very easily. You're going to see a game plan that is very, very run heavy. It's going to rely a lot on Cam. And then, defensively, it's going to be a struggle.
And you know what? Let me interrupt you for a minute, too. Let's not let these offensive tackles off the hook either. Because they ain't going on days 1 and 2 either.
No. The one kid thinks he's a Power 4 conference transfer, and the other one opting out. I mean, it's crazy to me, because when you look at the sheer numbers and the size of people that are in the transfer portal, thousands upon thousands upon thousands, and they all think they're going to a Power 4 school. They all think they're going to get that 7 figures. They all think they're going to be this superstar starter at a USC, and reality is going to set in. The portal is 15 days. So if you didn't go in with an agreement previously set, then I think you're crazy. One of the tackles is, I heard that 3 tackles are not playing. The 2 starters and one of the backups. Mel Brown, I don't believe, is going to play, from what I was told, but he has done certain drills at practice, but I don't think he has eligibility, because he used his 4th game against FAU, and that was your red shirt.
Well, if he plays, he wouldn't be able to red shirt.
That's what I'm saying. And I think he wants to transfer, because he did enter the portal. So he does. We have gone over this. Yeah. He is not going to play. But you have to understand, I think Gordon will put together a completely different game plan, because he has a quarterback who has not thrown a college football pass. He has Cam Edwards, who is a beast. He's got a patchwork offensive line. I know Nathan Schuyler is talking to the portal guys right now to play. Yeah, I mean, he can try to talk to them all they want, but it's several days away, and most of them haven't practiced. So I don't know, from what I was told, how much that's going to help. If they haven't practiced and it's an entirely new scheme because of a new quarterback, a new group, and especially defensively, it's going to be a mess. Joe, did you watch the Army-Navy game?
I watched bits and pieces of it. It's going to be hard to stop that attack. Who do you hear on defense isn't playing? Now, Chadwick is playing. There was thought that Chadwick's not playing. Chadwick is playing.
Branch, I believe, isn't playing. And Pringle, I heard, wasn't playing. And then I heard Vincent Carroll Jackson was not playing. But again, there was an argument on here. I think we talked about it Friday, that Store Central and the school should have put out a list of kids that opted out or not playing. And Store Central was advertising guys who clearly were not playing that they said they were, and people bought tickets because of that. And people were very angry. I mean, I was reading on message boards all weekend that they felt cheated and furious. But I was trying to say, like, I don't know any other university in the country who puts out a list. Hey, we're playing in the Pop-Tarts Bowl, and here's a list of the players that have opted out.
No, nobody does that. Nobody does that.
Nobody does that. Here's a list. You can only go by what you see on social media, because all the kids
is not to believe, which much of the time is not to be believed.
No, it's not 100% accurate. It's rumor and innuendo. I mean, it comes from the kids, but you can see already now how many times it's changed. Schuyler was not playing. He opted out. Now he's back in. Cam Edwards was in the portal. He wasn't going to play. He's in. Vincent Rosa, he's in the portal. He's been practicing. I believe he's in. So guys like that. The other guy,
Victor Rosa.
Victor. I'm sorry, Victor. Brian Parham, he's another one who I heard was not playing. But again, like Joe said, you see these things. They're posted. They're posted on social media, Twitter. Thanks, Christy. Victor Rose. He's not my favorite. I said one. You know what? I said one time to give him more carries. They posted on Twitter, and then the UConn sites follow up and post it on the Facebook groups. So that's where a lot of the information comes.
Well, I'm looking at a thing from Action Sports Network, and it lists 11 guys in the transfer portal. It lists Cassidy, Murawski, Brady Wayburn, Cam Edwards, who says he'll play, obviously, Cam Chadwick, who said he'll play, Omar Diamande. I don't know if we've heard from him.
He from what I was told, he was not playing.
Okay. Well, but you also, I don't want to throw you under the bus.
No, but you don't know.
Sources, but you also said Schuyler wasn't playing. So we have to take all of this. We have to take, you know what? We're not going to know till December 27th at 2:15, because they're not going to put out they're going to be so secretive. It's going to be like the CIA. They're not going to put out it too deep before the game. They may not even put out a roster before the game. They're handcuffing people in the sports information department for the and here's the thing to remember for people, and this pisses me off.
I can't believe,
just let me finish for a minute here. pisses me off more than anything. Writers and the sports information people are working for you, the fans. They're working for you, the fans. So when they're denied information, that is the coach's way of saying, we don't give a crap what the fans know and don't know. End of story.
Yeah, and that I can't believe that them not allowing people in the athletic department to watch practice. Like, we're not playing in the college football playoffs here.
If you wanna close to the media, I think that's kind of bullshit. But I understand you're trying to figure things out with this roster that you have. But I just, look, I was going to buy a ticket. I was going to go to the game. There's no chance in hell I'm going now.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
Now, what's the story on the $1 million quarterback, Nick Evers? What do you hear? Let's put it that way.
Allegedly, he was going to be a big factor in the game. He had practiced, and then on Thursday, he decided to enter the transfer portal.
So he's not going to be there.
He is not going to be there.
All right. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. Whatever.
Yep. He took reps, with the first team for most of the last 2 weeks. And then on Thursday, it was didn't really talk to anyone, bounced, didn't come to meetings, people couldn't find him. And I guess he sent a text saying that he was going back into the portal for the fourth time.
Well, you know what? God bless you. Good luck, son.
Listen, I love Farrar. I watched his high school film. He was the Virginia State Player of the Year. But you have to understand, he is very small. He's undersized right now.
Well, so more so than anything, Steve, he hasn't played.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's never thrown a college pass. He's undersized, and your first game is a bowl game against Army. So I think you're.
And by the way, for those of you wondering, Army doesn't have anybody opt out. Okay.
Yes, they don't. They don't. Nobody from Army transfers. It's very rare someone from the military academy transfers, and they can't take transfers, and they don't pay NIL money. So they have what they have. And yeah, I mean, we all had hoped, and Joe even talked about it. We hope that Evers would have been part of the team this year, that they could have put him in a package in the red zone, used him in certain situations to get him work, to get him reps, because he did have a year of eligibility. He could have been the guy next year, and he was paid a considerable amount of money of our NIL.
Now, let me go back to something for a minute here. What do you say Farrar weighs?
170, 175 pounds.
215.
Oh, good. I hope he is
6'3", 215.
I hope he is 215. That's phenomenal.
And he did play one game. He played against Florida International, rushed it twice, picked up 21 on one run and lost 4 on another. So
right. They put him in. I remember, and it's a shame Tucker McDonald is hurt because I heard great things about him, that he's got a cannon for an arm, and he could have done very well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about the kid. I don't know anything about it. Schumann, what's up?
Hello.
I'm putting out fake news on Farrar's weight. Okay. Thank you. Okay. He's 215. So sue me.
We're in the zone today, baby.
Yeah, Christy is calling me out for putting out fake news. I can tell you that
My man Nathan Gorell is on here.
If you see
Akron,
Kassan Farrar and he's 215, then that is wonderful. Then Christy, you can shoot me. How about that? You can shoot me for putting out fake news.
It's called making a mistake, Chris. I'm sure you've done that.
Kassan Farrar's 215.
That's so funny. I just came from a podcast where we were talking. It's become this big speed and development and athlete development. It's so super figuring out performance. You know what I mean? All the time. Basically it's become a lot of that because it's become obviously a huge thing in athletics, and it's so funny they come over here and I'm like, I see our podcast with that has a ton of viewers, but it's all coaches. And then this is, I call it, it's become now TMZ with Gorella, Christy, and how they're commenting. A quick question, Steve. I don't know if you know this or Joe, you know this, because you guys probably already talked about this. Everything's a full go, right, for the game?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. And Farrar is the quarterback, right? No Honig, no the receiver, Skylar Bell, right?
Skylar's gonna play.
Oh,
okay.
99% of the kids are playing. The only ones who aren't playing are the quarterback who are no longer going to call by name, who got hideously bad advice because he looks like a quitter, and the two offensive tackles who have highly overrated themselves. I mean, there's others.
Okay. Honig's not playing though, right?
What's that?
Honig's not playing, right?
No, Honig
opted out.
And then the linebackers, still the linebackers are out.
Omar Diamande, and
but everybody else is in. And Evers is out.
Yeah, Evers is out. Yes, okay. Mel Brown is out.
Mel Brown.
But we knew that. The two tackles, Morawski, who we mentioned, but they still have Wes Honig, the center, who's experienced. I think Carson Cassidy, the other guy, he was one of the guards, or he was very good. They have 3 of the 5 starters, I believe.
The tackles, right? Well, and they say your boy from Notre Dame is going to play tackle.
Ty Chan is moving. Yeah,
but again, we don't know because there's a cone of secrecy over source.
Right. You said they're not allowing what, media or what is
athletic department staffers who are involved in football, and the interim head coach didn't show up at the press conference on Friday.
Oh, that's not good.
I can say is true.
He didn't show up because he's not going to be there, or he just didn't want to do it.
I don't think he wanted to talk.
He didn't want to talk. He's not a big personality guy. He's not someone.
How's he ever going to be a head coach?
That's the same thing with Gordon. Gordon's not a personality
guy. That's what we're talking about is Gordon.
Gordon is the interim head coach, isn't he?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Candle. Oh, okay.
No.
Candle has a personality.
No, you trust me. You won't have a problem with Jason Candle talking. It's not going to be Shecky Green or Don Rickles, but you're not going to have a problem with him talking.
Okay.
Gordon Sammis, the interim head coach who wants to be a Division I head coach, didn't show up at the media avail on Friday.
That doesn't surprise me. He's going to be the OC at TCU. He is the one who is socially awkward, bad with the media, and I'm sure that was the last thing he wanted to do. Christy.
Christy are acting today, huh?
I'm glad you're laughing.
Christy.
I'm glad you're laughing. Thank you. You know what? You can run the show. You can run the show. You could tell everything to talk about.
No, don't drop off again, Cully. We don't need that. We did that once.
Grella and Christy are cutting after you. Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, he loves it. He loves it. Yeah, he loves it because I said Skylar Bell was not playing.
Okay.
And let's just say that certain people will believe it when they see it. I hope he does play. He has said that he will, but again, social media.
Well, he told the media face to face on Friday that he was playing.
He did.
And so did Cam Edwards.
I know.
So did Cam Chadwick.
I know. They all did.
Oh, Chadwick's playing.
Yeah.
But their fear is when they go home for Christmas break that things could possibly change.
They're not going home for Christmas break.
Yeah, they have time off between now and.
They've already been there. They've already been home. They're on campus till the game. They're not leaving for one day.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't.
They're not leaving.
Okay, so they didn't leave at all.
Oh, they left after exams, and then came back.
Right.
And now they're there. No, what do you think? I mean, they're not gonna let kids fly out on December 24th and hope they get back for the 26th. No. It wasn't. That's not what I meant. Well, what did you mean?
They practiced on Thursday and then we're off for the weekend.
I don't think so.
Oh, good, great. I hope they.
And again, how are we to know? Because there's no communications.
Right. Yep. There you go.
Christy and you, Steve, you and Christy should have a podcast.
Yep. I'm completely wrong. Yep. So there you go.
Well, all right. So that's interesting. Stuff. I think that some of the fans, and you know this, Steve, and Joe probably knows this. Some of the fans are upset, and maybe the sports guys in football now maybe are upset because they feel like they have been duped into tickets with not all the players playing, right? So
there's a lot of anger about that,
and there's a lot of it's not only I don't think it's a complete conspiracy. What I think it is there's an issue with transparency, right? Like that's I don't think that, and Joe, you can correct me on this if you think I'm wrong, but I think that fans feel like they just aren't, they're getting pieces from other people, they're not getting it from the university, right? And so they're hearing it from other places, guys aren't playing, and if we were better at communicating, saying, or if we were allowed to, they may not be allowed to communicate, honestly. I don't know. If the SEDs aren't allowed to go there, then obviously they don't want them communicating anything. So, but if they were better with communicating to the fans and saying, hey, this player is likely not to play, or these three guys are likely not to play. Some of them who bought tickets, they're worried they're not going to buy tickets. That's why they did it, obviously. But you get into when you aren't transparent in something like that, you get into a backside problem. You know what I mean? Like you get into a PR problem, which could be worse than having a few thousand less fans, right? In my opinion.
Would say, Shu, I would agree with you.
Tell me if I'm wrong. Yeah.
I asked Joe about that too.
I would agree with you for the most part.
Okay.
Except after 5:30 on Saturday, it's going to be a whole new team of coaches,
right?
And GMs and player personnel and all that stuff. And the idea that your staffers would rush to tell people who's playing and who's not playing is total bullshit. That's not going to happen. Okay. The people who have to know who's going to play, I got it from a source they don't think that the players left for the weekend. So they've been on campus, and they're certainly not leaving now. Okay.
No.
So
that's great.
So, but again, there's no way that people on the staff are going to run to the Hartford Courant and Hearst, Connecticut Media or Channel 3 or any of the TV stations and say, hey, this guy's not going to play. Hey, this guy's not going to play. It's just not it's just not the way it's done. But
Yeah,
I think you had the right word, Shu. I think it's transparency. I think that's what has people annoyed. And yes, if you paid, and I have no idea what ticket prices are, but if you paid for a Wasabi Fenway Bowl ticket and you're going to get half of a UConn team or 2/3 of a UConn team against a whole Army team, then you're going to be pissed off.
Well, we're an 8.5 point underdog. So right there tells you a lot because, at full strength, we would not be an 8.5 point underdog against Army. We have a quarterback who is very limited with his playing, even though he's 215 pounds. Yeah, the Fenway Bowl will be well attended. They broke ticket sales. They broke the record for sales from last year very, very early on after the game was announced. Which fans have been upset about it, when in reality, Mora had already left. The game was announced a week later, and to jump and buy tickets because you're assuming that you're going to get the same team that showed up at FAU is unrealistic.
Maybe the majority of fans didn't care, don't even really know the difference between one player and the next, and maybe it's us that do that, maybe, or people that are more inclined to know, and maybe the general fan doesn't care. They just want to go watch UConn.
Well, let me ask you a question.
From what
do you think the highest price ticket is for the Fenway Bowl?
Ooh. Does that include like a suite or something like that, or
no? This is Loge box,
okay,
right field box, grandstand infield, field box 39, front row reserved. Let me see where this seat is.
$100, $50,
200,
higher.
Wow,
500.
I'm on a site that it says to be at the corner of the end zone, at the home plate side of the field, for one ticket is $329.
Wow.
$329 for the effing Fenway Bowl. Give me a break.
Yeah,
give me a break.
And they sold more tickets than they did last year. So I agree. And Dave,
does UConn get so how does that work with
UConn has to buy certain usually it's 10,000 tickets depending on the bowl, and they have to sell them. That's why the majority of the time schools lose money playing in bowl games if they don't travel.
Steve.
And that's
no
why,
fact checking on that.
And that's why we had an option to play in one of the Southern Bowls. We chose not to because we traveled phenomenally to Fenway last year.
Right.
So
you have so many Boston people too, right, from UConn. So it's not just Connecticut being close, but you have a ton of people in Massachusetts that go to UConn. So
absolutely. So that they jumped at the chance to go back. And I just know from the people that I've spoken with, that was the last place that the kids wanted to go. And maybe the parents wanted to go. And it ended up, I mean, listen, if the guys who are opting out are going to show up and play, God bless them. I mean, and I really agree with Joe. They shouldn't be praised for signing up for. I mean, this is what they're supposed to be doing. They're supposed to finish the season.
Right.
They made it to a bowl game. They won 9 games. Finishing the season shouldn't be anything praised. It should be something expected. But in the landscape of college football today, that's what it's turning into. And
I just went on the UConn site, and you can get seats for $86.
Yeah. Well, where is it?
Meal box 35. I have no idea where that is.
Yeah. So if you buy them through the school, I'm sure they're trying to. They're trying to sell them. They're trying to get rid of as many as they can.
You can buy a seat on the corner of the end zone for $67, for $64 in the grandstands. Which, let me tell you this, at Fenway Park, are not the most comfortable seats if you're not 5'7", 160 pounds.
That's where I sat right. I sat there last year, and it's funny because at Fenway, both teams are on the same sideline.
It's that way at Yankee Stadium too.
Yes, it is.
And it's that way at Wrigley. It's that way in most of these baseball parks that host college football games.
Candle hired a general manager who left already. He hired a GM.
Okay.
Who left for Michigan State. I believe the GM came from Sacramento State, and he had just hired him, and then he got hired at Michigan State shortly after. So, am I worried that Candle hasn't hired a D coordinator? You got to understand, he is in a tough spot because of the salary pool that he gets for his assistants, and putting a staff together after this. He is going to. Cully had to sit in seats like us peasants. Yes, he's a National Sea Club Award winner. Thank you, Christy. I appreciate the compliment. You're very kind. You're very kind. The GM that went to he was a Toledo guy. Okay, the new GM is from Sacramento State. Okay.
Hey, I'll tell you the positive is we got 2 great listeners. Great listeners.
I knew that the GM they hired went to Michigan State. I didn't know that the new GM was from Sacramento State. But yeah, that's the problem right now. College football, this is the transition time. You're seeing so many coaches. I mean, we just saw over the weekend how many coordinators got hired, how many coordinators left for new jobs. I mean, there's a million positions open. So, Christy, I got fact checked. And I failed. I failed my fact check. I failed it. I don't have facts. I spew.
The new GM is named Zach Potter.
Yeah.
And he was with the Birmingham Stallions and then Sacramento State.
Correct. Right. I thought that he was from Sacramento State. I apologize. I didn't know.
No, he was. You're right. That's what I just said.
No. The one that left came from Toledo. That's what I got mixed up on. I knew that,
and he's 24 years old.
Yeah, he's a baby. Yeah. No, I mean he's a baby. So it's going to be tough to put a staff together with the money that they have. So
I would argue with you. They're going to pay more than Toledo did.
Yes. No. They are absolutely. He's gonna have much more.
And look, you're not look. At the end of the day, boys, and this is gonna be painful to hear, but somebody's got to say it. It's UConn. It's not Michigan State. It's not Alabama. It's not TCU. It's not. It's JMU, and it's whoever else got the shit kicked out of Tulane. It's a group of 5 school.
What
you could get is you could get a group of 4 position coaches who are looking to make a move. That's what you're going to get.
Right.
Christy, I'm sorry for being so negative. I'll try to be more positive. But yeah, I agree. I agree with Joe. If we're able to get some of the Power 4 position coaches to come in and be coordinators, that would be fantastic. But it depends on obviously what, Candle has typically been the coordinator. He's typically called the plays. So he may hire a coordinator in name, but he still may call the plays. Dave, do you think he'll call the plays?
Oh, who knows? Yeah. I think it depends who he hires as coordinator.
Yeah. I think that might be a big part of it. I think that's true. It is hard to know because as they move up, sometimes they change their mind about whether they want to call things or not call things, and but yeah, I don't know. I think he could end up being a really fantastic coach for us, and then we'll probably need, if that is the case, we'll probably need another guy in a few years because of that. But that is the kind of reality, I guess, in our situation.
Yes, offensive plays. Yes. I apologize, Chris D, for having emotion. I apologize. I'll try to be a robot, not have emotion, and I'll try to have better facts. I'm sorry that my facts and my emotion have disappointed you this episode. It's just emotion plays a part because I was very excited and happy and invested in this team, and I wanted them. Cully crash outs are funny. Yeah, you want. I'm banned from Twitter, Nathan. Thank you. I would love to be on Twitter, but
you are?
Yes, I'm banned. I'm banned. I would have to create a new account. Yes, because I was posting our podcasts on certain Twitter sites, so it was considered. Really? Yeah, it was considered spam. Yeah, I was spamming. Yeah.
You were spamming them like relentlessly? Is that what happened? Or
it wasn't not relentlessly. It was just week after week. I would post our UConn shows on the UConn Twitter sites.
To their sites, and they didn't.
I would post it on the comments. Yeah. I get reported for spam. Yeah. Why is that not surprising? It's not surprising, Nathan. Nathan, I am a moron. I am one of the stupidest people you'll ever meet. I have no common sense. I am impulsive. I am a complete idiot. No, I am still banned from Store Central. Still banned from Store Central.
Yes. You are?
Oh, yes.
I didn't know that either.
Yes. If I try to sign in the Store Central, it's banned. I'm banned.
You're like a renegade, Collie.
And I've tried. I've even paid for different accounts with different emails, and I'm banned because I'm sure it picks up the IP address. I would probably need like a VPN to change the IP address. But the question is, let's talk a little bit about the game. The game's happening. We're playing with Kassan Farrar. We have most of our offensive line. Skylar Bell is there. Cam is there. And, hopefully the defense can show up and do enough to force a few turnovers, because the biggest thing for us, I think, is to get if we can get a lead on them, it's challenging for them to come back. Army, when I watched the Navy game, Dave, Army ran they ran one play probably 15 times, and it was jet to the left, and they would run quarterback counter to the right. So the quarterback would fake the jet, he'd run and then run Q counter opposite. The backside end stopped honoring the jet and was crashing and killing the quarterback. Oh yes, if I wasn't banned from Storage Central, I might have known. Listen, I knew Skylar Bell had been announced that he was playing last week. I talked to certain people who said they did not believe he would play. But when he came out Friday to the media saying that he would play, I believe he will. If he doesn't play, then I would be shocked. But the person that I spoke with said that he was doing some individual drills and he hadn't done a ton. He wasn't expecting him to play. So I apologize. And I'm banned from Store Central because I'm a bad person. And I apologize for that. I'll try to be better. I don't think I did say, yes, I did definitively say Bell wasn't playing. I did say that. And Figiano being right about that wasn't a big deal. That was an easy call. But I just think it looks bad. But talking about the game, Dave, what do you think UConn's keys are to pulling this out, to getting a victory here as an 8.5 point underdog?
I think defense is going to be a big part of this.
Yeah.
A huge part, like a part that I'm not sure if we're ready for. Because you got to stop the option.
Yep.
And I think that's the first step to success, is having success stopping them. After that, then, I think if we could stop them, I think we have more athletes probably than they do. We're probably bigger. I think we'll be able to go offensively, but we've got to be able to stop them. And if we could score earlier, then that would,
Brock is coaching. Yes, Brock is coaching. Both coordinators are coaching
in our game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but that's what comes to mind for me. Defense is, usually I would say we got to score a lot of points. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we normally would.
Right.
I mean, as Joe said, we had become a passing team.
Right.
We were passing first. So it's going to be a little bit of a change. Joe, what do you think? I mean, my concern obviously is with a true freshman, just protecting him. And Gordon is very creative with his game plans. I think he'll come out with something to protect him, something different. And having a dual threat quarterback is something that he really didn't have. He had with Evers, but he didn't take advantage of. I think maybe he'll take advantage of Farrar being a dual threat. And if he is 215, taking hits, he can handle it. But what do you think as far as the keys to victory for this game?
Scoring one more point than Army. I think that's the biggest key.
That's true.
Look, I find, and you're the football guys, but I find it hard to believe you can put in a whole new system in 10 days. Okay?
You're right. You're 100% right.
And it's obvious to me from having watched the games that they didn't have a package for Evers because they never played him. Okay? No. So I think they'll do the things that made them successful this year. They'll run Edwards.
Correct.
They'll throw the ball to Skylar and Romello Murphy and Nider if he's playing. Again, we're going under the assumption
We're blind. Yeah.
that all these other guys are playing. Who the hell knows?
We're blind.
We're not going to know till 2:15 on Saturday afternoon before a breathless ESPN audience on who's going to play and who's not. Okay, so you go with what you've done. Your defense has to play better than they did against Air Force in stopping the run. Yeah. And look, if you win, it's great, and if you lose, everybody's going to go, "Oh, we didn't have the quarterback. Oh, we didn't have the Oh, you know what? No excuses. You play with who you play with. Nobody from the UConn side of things wanted to talk about North Carolina being a shell of their team. Okay?
Right.
So if the shoe's on the other foot this year, no bitching and moaning, UConn Nation. It is what it is.
No, I 100% agree.
And to go back on another thing, I don't think it matters at all that Jason Candle hasn't hired a coaching staff yet, because he respects the fact that guys at Toledo are coaching in a bowl game. I think we're going to see a big exodus from Toledo. Maybe he keeps one or two guys from this staff. Who knows? But again, anything we say is pure speculation, not based on one iota of evidence.
Yeah. No, it's conjecture. All we can say is Gordon and Brock are gone. We don't know who he's going to keep. He got his general manager in place. Hopefully it works out. And I agree. He's having respect for the system, Toledo being in a bowl game, and we'll see who he brings over. But as far as a coordinator, I think that I know UConn has gotten commits from Toledo. I mean, they've gotten transfers, but you have to understand it doesn't matter until the portal opens January 2nd. So until that happens.
Well, they've gotten recruits. I think that's incorrect. They've gotten recruits who had been recruited by Jason Candle.
Correct.
All right, let's shift to last weekend, because this has gotten stale. I have two things for you boys. First off, I'm the only one who picked Miami. You're the only two who picked. Hold on. You're the only two who picked JMU. Okay, so
I picked Alabama.
If I were Oregon, I'd be embarrassed, and I'd be shaking in my boots for the Texas A&M game. Okay, after that defensive performance, not Texas A&M, the Texas Tech game, isn't that they're playing? Yeah, they played Texas Tech down in Miami. Okay, but here's a trivia question from the pages of The Athletic. Of the 12 teams in the college football playoffs, which team depends more on recruits than transfer portal guys?
Wow. Of the teams that are left?
Wow is not an acceptable answer.
Of the teams that are left?
No, he said of the 12 that
of the 12 total.
Of 12 total. Relies more on regular players than transfers.
I would say Toledo.
Toledo. Wait, what?
College football bowl teams, Steve.
The 12 teams.
Oh, I thought you said the 12 playoff teams.
Yeah, that's the 12 playoff teams. What playoff is Toledo in?
I'm sorry, I meant Tulane. Sorry, Tulane.
I think Tulane is.
You'd be wrong.
I thought it's a pretty good guess, but I'm gonna guess. So I'm glad you guessed it first, there, Steve.
It's probably like Texas Tech or someone bigger.
I know Texas Tech is transfer central.
No, I know they spent the most
money. Georgia.
90% of their players are recruits. 10% are transfers. Ohio State is second at 72%, And then Oklahoma is third at 68. The fewest, Lane Kiffin, Convict University, 33.7%.
Yeah, JMU did try. They came back in the second half.
What is Indiana's percentage?
Very high on transfers. 34.6 recruits, 65.4 on transfer. In fact, they're second to Ole Miss in amount of players, transfer portal guys who play for them. So, be that as it may, just some stats.
All right. Well,
athletic.
All right. Let's go. Let's go with our prediction then for the game. Dave, predicting this game.
Oh, this is hard.
We don't. We have speculation on who is playing. We have patchwork up front. We don't know defensively if we can stop them. We're an 8.5-point underdog. Do we cover the spread? Do we beat them?
We're an 8.5-point underdog?
Yes. When I looked it up, I couldn't believe it.
Okay.
Army is minus 8.5. Well, it was on ESPN what I saw.
Well, that makes me think that they do not value the fact that
we're playing with a true freshman quarterback who's never thrown a pass. I mean,
that ain't Army's fault.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, and Dave, we don't have a backup. Like, we're one snap away from being in the single wing, from snapping it to Cam and having him run.
All right, so that tells me that is Army going to option us to death?
No, I think, Army, they scored 16 points against Navy. They only had 37 points in the second, or 37 yards in the second half because they figured out their scheme. They don't run a lot of different schemes, different plays.
All right, I'm going to go 21-20 UConn.
21-20 UConn. Okay. It would be great if we won. It would be great to see these kids get their 10th win. The kids that stayed, I hope they do get that. Joe, what are you thinking?
Army 31, UConn 10.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I think it's a shit show.
I think we're really going to struggle offensively, and then defensively, we gave up 700 yards to Florida Atlantic. We gave up a ton of rush. I think.
Yeah, but they threw the ball. I don't think you can use that call.
No, we gave up 300. Didn't we give up 300 rushing yards to Air Force, I believe?
And by the way, you're right. I didn't fact check you. I just wanted to see for myself. It's still an 8.5-point spread. It's still 8.5.
So I believe that we will lose as well. 28-24.
What's the score?
28-24. 28-24.
Got it.
Oh, you think we win 27-24? I hope we do. But listen, it's a terrible situation to be in. They are going in, they're playing. I think it's horrible what they're doing to the media. I think, being at DEFCON 5 here is ridiculous, but we're going to play the game with who we have. And I think what's his face opting out is something he'll regret for the rest of his life, because it's not like he's going to go on to have some 15-year NFL career. My argument to people on Twitter, everyone was talking, or on Facebook, everyone was saying, oh, what a great year he had. He was this, he was that. The best quarterback in UConn history, Dan Orlovsky, played against better competition, put up better numbers. He was a 5th-round draft pick. So if you think that the man we aren't speak of
is that what he was, a 5th-round draft pick?
Yeah, he was a 5th-round draft pick by the Lions.
Wow, and he lasted a long time. He did a great job.
Yeah, because he was a good guy. He was a good locker room guy. He was a great backup.
Yeah.
He played forever. So if you think the guy that we won't speak of is going to get drafted higher or at the same level as Dan, I just think you're wrong. That's all I'll say. So we will obviously recap the game next week. I can't wait for that.
Can't wait.
That's
and then we can make our rest of our college football picks. It'll be huge.
Yes. It's going to be exciting to see.
It'll be huge.
So for Coach Schumann, for Joe D, the icon, the legendary voice of the Huskies, the best of the best.
Not opting out of Husky Huddle, by the way. I'd like to make that announcement right now.
Yes.
I'm not opting out of Husky Huddle. I will be available for all the shows. I will participate in all the pregame shows. I'm not opting out.
Yes, Steve Cully, who has opted out. I apologize for my negativity and not having the right facts and being emotional and just doing a terrible job. I'll try my best to be a better person. Remember, when life gives you lemons, don't make lemonade. Take
Merry
2 oranges.
Christmas, Husky Huddle fans.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Throw them right back at life.